The Confidence Improvement Plan, written by Avery Francis. Preface. I chose to keep this work brief and without distraction. After studying hundreds of materials on confidence from many different resources and locations, I amassed a great deal of information. I then pulled the 20% of information that was the most powerful, proven, and recurring in studies. Those strategies and information are contained in this work. If you participate in the exercises presented, you will gain confidence. Gaining confidence is comparable to gaining muscle. When you are trying to gain muscle, you must exercise in order to find results. If you want to see gains in your confidence, you have to participate in confidence-improving exercises. For gaining muscle, many of us use supplements to enhance or accelerate results. You may also choose to use Confident in a similar fashion to pre-workout supplements. Confident is a supplement designed to aid you in your transition from lacking confidence to becoming the confident version of yourself you desire. It does so by providing your mind and body with essential herbs and minerals to replicate the traits of confidence. Specifically, Confident is designed to ward off feelings of nervousness and anxiety, provide a modest energy to your body, and allow for a focused and clear state of mind. This work was written with the understanding that those reading have been struggling with low confidence for an ongoing amount of time. Falling victim to low confidence affects all aspects of life, something many of us know too well. Low confidence could be summed up as struggling in social settings, fearing the attention of others, and being anxious to speak up in front of others. You're not alone in feeling this way. Studies have shown that as many as 70% of people have felt that a lack of confidence has held them back from a major opportunity in their life, and as many as 1/3 of people feel that they lack confidence on a day-to-day basis. A common misconception is that you are either born confident or are not. This is not true, as confidence can be developed by anyone at any stage in life. The good news is that your confidence can and will be developed. Not improving your confidence is doing a disservice to yourself. The Confidence Improvement Plan is the most efficient and thoroughly developed path to making major improvements in your confidence. Before touching on confidence development, we must look at a similar subject, self-esteem. Self-esteem influences and predicts the way you behave in every area of your life. Developing a positive self-esteem can transform the quality of your life. In most cases, the way people perceive themselves does not equal the way that others view them, but the way you see yourself will directly impact your life. You must understand your value. Introduction to Confidence. There are two types of confidence, internal and external. This pamphlet will cover 5 ways in which you can improve your internal confidence and 10 highly effective ways to improve your external confidence. Internal confidence, mental. A feeling of self-assurance about one's own abilities. Belief in your ability to achieve your desires. External confidence. Physical. An ability to act boldly without fear of criticism in a social setting. Acting on the appreciation of one's internal confidence. Most of us are interested in gaining external confidence, but we should not overlook internal confidence. It is important to start from within, for this is the foundation which we will be building external confidence on. Building internal confidence. Exercise 1. Know thyself. Many people go about life trying to reach goals that they don't truly want for themselves, but what others want for them. You must decide what you want for yourself to provide a feeling of fulfillment. If you love who you are and work towards your dreams, you can make these dreams a reality. If you wish to reach your dream confidence, you must remove the idea that you cannot change. Quit justifying the decisions you make to others. If you are doing something that makes you happy, there is no need to explain why you are doing it. Let go of the idea that you will be happy once I move away from here, or once I find a new job. The truth is that these changes aren't going to provide long-term happiness. Long-term happiness comes from a change within you. Some people work their whole life to get a new car and a new house, just to realize that isn't what makes them happy. Understand your desires, the things you enjoy, and what makes you happy. Get to know yourself. Take time to do the things you enjoy. Try new things you may be interested in. Reminisce on the vision you had of yourself as an adolescent. At that time, you felt comfortable being your true self. You were able to create positivity in difficult situations. Through failure, you learned and tried harder. The concept you had of yourself as a child often changes because of outside influence. Images portrayed by the media or peers may have told you who they think you are or what you need to be doing. But, in reality, every person is very different and there isn't one lifestyle that suits all. It is perfectly okay to be outside of social norms. They are not a one-size-fits-all model. If peers or influences have changed you in a negative way, try to move on. This poor influence happens often to many people. It is not your fault. Forgive them and accept that you can be yourself again. Once you remove the ideas other people ingrained in you, a higher internal confidence can be found. Don't let past mistakes devastate future desires. We are all humans, prone to making mistakes and having failures. If we allow these mistakes to haunt our mind, we will start to believe that we deserve no better. We are robbing ourselves of the ability to put up a fight and seek change. On the next page are several questions worth asking yourself. They help you reconsider the foundation of what you know about you. I suggest writing down your answers and coming back to them from time to time. What values do I have that the average person does not? How would I like to be perceived? What am I doing about the things that matter most to me? When did I last push the boundaries of my comfort zone? How can I love myself more today? What advice would I give to myself 3 years ago? Exercise 2. Deep breathing and positive affirmations. This 10-second technique is very powerful. I recommend this as the first thing you do in the morning because it will put you on track for the day you wish to have. The first ideas your brain absorbs in the morning will have an outstanding effect on the rest of the day. So make sure the first thoughts are positive, inspirational, and confident. Repeating positive affirmations every morning is proven to change the structure of the way you think. Affirmations challenge destructive thoughts. Choose 5 to 10 phrases that suit you and will inspire you each morning to achieve your daily goals. Write these phrases down and repeat them each morning before starting your day. Begin by breathing in for 5 seconds through your nose and out for 5 seconds through your mouth. When the breathing becomes steady, you are ready to integrate positive affirmations. On the next page, I list several phrases that I use. Feel free to modify this to fit your needs. 1. I am in control of today. I choose today's contents. 2. Every day, I will eject bad habits and replace them with beneficial habits. 3. The universe will reward my daily efforts. 4. My future is a projection of what I envision today. 5. I have too much potential to waste my time. 6. I shall act in spite of fear. 7. I will greet others with ease today. 8. I am attracting positive and kind people into my life. 9. I trust that I will create the life I want. 10. I will get back what I put into life. Remember, negative affirmations have equal power. Be careful to control your thoughts from falling into a negative pattern. For instance, when someone says, "I'm just not good at basketball," they consider it a fact of their nature, which is untrue. If they would say instead, "I am learning to play basketball," they would be reassuring their mind that it is a learning process. If you constantly reinforce that you just aren't confident, it will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you did have low confidence in the past, that doesn't mean you can't change it going forward. Confidence can be developed. Instead of thinking you aren't confident, think instead, "I am working on becoming confident." Exercise 3. Self-discipline. Self-discipline. The ability to pursue what one thinks is right despite temptations to abandon it. An ability to control one's feelings and overcome one's weaknesses. Self-discipline may not be something you consider when you think about confidence, but it is a common trait among confident people. Those who make themselves complete trivial tasks develop a faith in their ability to complete modest goals. In time, this leads to a greater internal confidence on one's ability to accomplish substantial goals. Procrastination, even in trivial tasks, erodes confidence as it is a cause of stress and anxiety. Trying to develop confidence while under self-inflicted stress is difficult. Be honest with yourself about how often you procrastinate on things you know you should be accomplishing. Consistently take steps toward completing the things that you know are necessary. If you can't stop yourself from browsing Instagram so you can wash your laundry, you'll have an even harder time getting off your phone at a party to introduce yourself to others. Take the small steps now so the big steps come to you naturally. Developing self-discipline is a straightforward process. In order to gain a greater level of self-discipline, start by completing small tasks and ramp it up over time. Handle your responsibilities at the start of your free time even if you don't feel like it. Then, reward yourself at the end of the day when the tasks are done. Often, the feeling of having free time with your responsibilities completed is satisfaction enough. Exercise 4. Cutting off toxic relationships. Keep friends that support your decisions and want to see you do well in life. These friends will strengthen the foundation which you will build confidence on. End toxic relationships if possible. Ending toxic relationships is a huge way to take steps toward building confidence. Toxic relationships are not limited to a significant other. They can be with family, a boss, or an acquaintance of any sort. Toxic people not only make you feel bad about yourself, they hurt your well-being. So, how do you know when someone may be toxic to you? Look for these indicators. 1. You're in a constant cycle of trying to fix, rescue, or change them. 2. When you're with them, or after they leave, you feel angry or exhausted. 3. They don't take you saying no as a serious answer. 4. When you are with them, you must be careful of what you say, because anything you say might anger them. 5. You do not enjoy having them around. 6. Your emotions are hurt because of their drama. These are common signs that the relationship may be toxic. These toxic relationships are horrible for your self-esteem and internal confidence. They make you feel as though you are not good enough and don't have the ability to amount to much of anything. It is extremely hard to develop your confidence when in a toxic relationship. The best thing you can do for a toxic relationship is to end it. This is easier said than done, but it is crucial for your well-being. Ending one of these relationships will be frightening, but you will not regret cutting off a toxic person. After it is said and done, you will find it much easier to work on yourself in many aspects of life, especially in your growth of confidence. Exercise 5. Dealing with fear. Imagine you are about to enter a meeting 10 minutes late. You know on the other side of the door are 15 to 20 peers in discussion. You are feeling insecure, nervous, and scared to enter. What do you do in this situation? Most people will slow their breathing and repeat to themselves many times, "I will be okay. There's no reason to worry." Does that sound similar to your normal process of dealing with fear? Contrary to popular belief, this strategy actually worsens the anxiety. It affirms the belief in your mind that you are in a fight or flight situation. The mind responds by making you more tense and more anxious. So, how should you be dealing with frightening situations? If possible, start by preparing beforehand. Being prepared for what is to come is the essence of feeling secure. Know what is going to be discussed at the meeting. Know what you will be able to contribute. Memorize some key points you want to elaborate on, and go over them before the meeting. Another important preparation is to assess exactly what makes you act unconfidently. Knowing the exact reason you are afraid makes it easier to deal with directly. It also stops you from pairing in similar things with the true fear. If you are telling yourself, "I'm afraid to enter this meeting because I'm scared of everything on the other side of that door," get more specific. Don't be embarrassed by an individual fear. Acknowledge it. You might be afraid of a certain person or group of people in the meeting, such as a rude coworker or the clique that loves the gossip. Whatever it is, be clear with yourself on the problem. Take the circumstances that make you afraid and think about the worst possible outcome for facing that fear. Entering that meeting, what is the worst thing that could happen? They could all laugh in your face, all at once get up and leave, and text everyone they know and tell them how much of a loser you are. It seems ridiculous, but the scenarios you create in your mind are not far less ridiculous. They are all just terrifying ideas that only you see and believe could come true. All of the preparations that could be made beforehand have been made. So what about dealing with the nervous feelings that hit you as you are about to enter the meeting? These feelings are what confidence helps you to fight against. The last thing to do is face the fear. Give yourself a count to 3 and enter the room. Afterwards, you will find that the consequences were nowhere close to as bad as you once built yourself up to expect. Usually, others will pay attention to the situation for less than 15 seconds before continuing on. The plan in action. Jim. Jim always wanted to get the girl. During high school and afterwards, he struggled to approach the opposite sex, always fearing the sting of rejection or the potential insults that could come of it. Using the 5 exercises for improving internal confidence, Jim rationalized his fear of judgment from women. He concluded that the chance of being harshly rejected was unlikely. He also affirmed himself of his ability to change his confidence from within. Knowing that, he finally felt prepared to take the steps toward rebuilding his confidence from the ground up. Introduction to external confidence. External confidence is the way that confident people behave. It is prospering in social settings. It is feeling good about being the center of attention. It is allowing your voice to be heard. It is being assertive. It is rising to challenges. And it has many bold qualities. The start of building external confidence is the most difficult step. It is scary and it takes courage. When you break down the initial wall you face, every time after will get easier. Along the road to gaining external confidence, you will have failures. But in failure lies the innate opportunity for growth and strength. Remember, just like any skill, external confidence can be learned and developed. The first and most common reason people do not gain the confidence they desire is by giving up before even trying. Most people mentally decide that they are not cut out to be confident before trying even once. Don't let the failure to start be the reason you don't succeed. Stick to the internal confidence exercises and take Composent as recommended, and you will be as mentally prepared as possible. Below is exercises for building external confidence. They are in order from exercises typically found easy to complete to exercises that you may be afraid to attempt. The key to success is to follow through with the journey. Challenge yourself while also taking your time to enjoy the exercises. It is okay to take small steps back if needed. It is better to have slow progress than no progress. Exercises for building external confidence. Exercise 1. Setting goals. Setting goals is a great starting point to building confidence and finding success. It creates a path toward your aspirations. With each goal completed, you will begin to grow more confident. Goals have power behind them. They create results and motivate you to achieve your desires. Your title goal, or main goal, is the dream level of confidence you wish to achieve. Be specific about what this level of confidence you desire means. For some, it may mean making 2 new friends this month. For others, it may mean presenting an idea to a boss. Whatever your desired level of confidence is, be clear and honest about it. Your title goal is important to keep in mind, but it is too massive to work toward on its own. Having this massive goal will not push you to grow your confidence. It will just seem like a faraway dream. So, let's see how to write an effective goal that is possible to complete within a timely manner. When using goals to develop confidence, they must be specific and achievable, in line with your title goal, written down, and reviewed every day. Start by creating a timeline of when you hope to accomplish the exercises. Be realistic with the amount of efforts you believe you will put forth each day. It is nice to think about how quickly you could get to your desired confidence by doing 8 hours of confidence-building exercises per day, but it is unrealistic for most people. Choose an amount of time you truly believe you can complete the plan in. Write down these start and end dates where you will be able to see them every day. Then, write down your largest goal as the title. In between your start and end dates, put weekly goals. These goals don't need a specific day of completion, but they should be kept in mind throughout the entire week and fulfilled by the last day. Weekly goals give daily motivation while also keeping the pressure of completion light. Your weekly goal should be a clear step toward your title goal. Write these weekly goals down in your timeline and adjust your dates if need be. Last is daily goals. Writing daily goals can be tricky. You do not want to overload the day or make it too easy. Write your daily goals down the night before you wish to complete them. Doing this will keep them fresh in your mind before going to sleep and help you visualize completing them. When you wake up, review your daily goals. Envision how you will behave when you are doing the exercises to complete these goals. Follow through with completing your goals. Your persistence will be rewarded. Keep in mind that you are taking small steps toward the title goal. They don't need to be perfect. Exercise 2. Morning routine. While the middle of the day can be chaotic and full of surprise, we can typically control how the first 30 minutes of our day will go. After brushing your teeth, taking your shower, and your other morning preparations, allot an extra 15 to 20 minutes to focus on your mental and physical health. This addition to your morning can provide energy and inspiration to the mind and body. With your additional 15 minutes, reread and reconsider the internal confidence exercises. After that, do 10 minutes of stretching. Last, do a morning yell, described later in this section. Follow the internal confidence exercises in the morning to boost the belief in your ability to achieve your daily goals and desires. These exercises require you to engage in critical thinking in the morning. You will consider how you act, why you act that way, and how you can improve the way you act. This critical thinking is a useful preparation to think confidently as well as churn your brain in the morning. Next, have a few minutes of stretching. Stretching in the morning helps to clear your mind and body of yesterday's worries. When stretching, start from the top of your body and work your way down. Do a few stretches for your neck, and then work down to your shoulders. Stretch your back, arms, and core. Then stretch your legs. Do this every day for just 1 week, and you will notice your body loosening up and feeling better. Studies have found that stretching will help to create a change not only in your body, but in your mind as well. Finding the best stretches for you is easy with just a bit of research. If you typically wake up with a sore neck, place your focus on this issue. If you suffer from lower back pain, focus primarily on this issue. Continue working on the other areas to prevent them from becoming sore and tight. Create a stretching routine that suits you. The last step of the morning routine is to throw your arms up in a victory position and give a loud yell. This may feel awkward the first few times, but that is one of the reasons for doing it. Dr. Arthur Genove invented a therapy in which screaming is the practice. This primal therapy allows patients to face their repressed emotions from past trauma head-on and let those emotions dissolve. At the end of these screaming sessions, the results have been outstanding. The patients feel lighter and relieved of stress. While doing this primal yell, throw your hands up into a Y position, like the Rocky statue in Philadelphia. It has been shown that holding this stance for a minute increases your testosterone levels and it decreases your cortisol levels, thus making you feel more powerful and able to deal with stress. Try adding this additional 15 to 20 minute routine onto every morning. You may be surprised with the change it can create for your whole day. You will physically and mentally feel more prepared to act with confidence. Exercise 3. Complimenting others. Instead of hoping to receive a compliment for a confidence boost, give them out. Giving out compliments has an equal effect on one's confidence as receiving them. It takes confidence to give other people praise and not expect it in return. It is another step to reaching the level of external confidence you desire. Giving a compliment has to be honest. Everyone likes to receive a genuine compliment, but a poor compliment could be taken the wrong way. Give a compliment on something that is an observation of character rather than material. For example, you could tell a friend that you noticed how much they've improved in playing tennis, or you could let them know that you admire how kind they are with children. When giving a compliment, focus on achievements over physical traits. A fantastic way to compliment someone you know is to do so on a point of pride for them. If they love to write short stories, tell them that you enjoyed the way a character developed. If they have a collection of antiques, let them know that you think they have a good eye for picking unique items. These types of compliments are sure to bring happiness to their day. When complimenting a stranger, don't expect their response to be more than a simple thanks. Most people aren't used to hearing a compliment from a stranger. Generally, in a few minutes, they will think of the compliment and smile. It may even make their day. Exercise 4. Making small talk. Small talk is polite conversation about uncontroversial or unimportant matters. Typically, this conversation is had with those who you must talk to, but do not know much about. In this exercise, you will learn several techniques on improving small talk. When making small talk, keep the conversation optimistic. Emotions are contagious. When your small talk is about problems you've been dealing with recently, that same negative energy will be attracted towards you. Try to avoid complaining as much as possible. Everyone has problems that they deal with. Conversate around the positive things going on in the other person's life or in your life. People love to talk about themselves and their accomplishments. To improve small talk, ask questions about them. Become interested in other people's passions, and you will find it much easier to create small talk and make friends. To quote Dale Carnegie, "You can make more friends in 2 months by being interested in them than in 2 years by making them interested in you." Everyone has a story to share. If you can get them to open up about some of their story, they will see you as a competent person. In times when you will be making small talk with a stranger, instead of asking them, "How are you doing?" try, "What was your day like today?" This subtle difference changes the possibility of your conversation. Ask questions that generate thorough answers, as opposed to yes or no questions. This is a simple tip to improve small talk in a big way. Exercise 5. Improving body language. For a moment, consider your typical posture. If you are slouching, crossing your arms, and hanging your head, you're displaying yourself as unconfident and unapproachable. Keep your back straight but relaxed. Have your arms relaxed at your side and your legs slightly apart. Have your chin up and a smile on your face. Having receptive body language shows that you are friendly and positive. Remember, your body language speaks before you do. In the nonfiction work Making Contact, Arthur C. Wasmere created an easy-to-remember acronym for successful body language. Soften. S. Smile. O. Open arms. F. Forward lean. T. Touch, a handshake or a hug. E. Eye contact. N. Nod your head. Think of this acronym when needed to help improve your body language. Practice using open hand gestures when speaking. Hand gestures give your listeners greater confidence in what you are saying and create trust. Gestures emphasize what you want people to know. They're similar to underlining or making words bold in a document. The best placement of gestures create description, show emotion, or present ideas. People who use animated hand gestures are perceived as more confident than those who have stiff body language. Up to 90% of communication can be purely nonverbal. 70% of what you are communicating is visual, 20% is tone of voice and expression, and 10% is the words you speak. In other words, people are more in tune to the way things are said than what is said. Steer clear of nervous tics. For example, fidgeting your hands and touching your face. These nervous actions are often done unconsciously, but they show signs of anxiety to others. This makes you seem less confident. Think about this the next time you're speaking and make an effort to avoid these nervous tics. If you catch yourself making nervous movements, correct them and move on. Don't dwell on body language mistakes you've made. Simply show your confidence by moving forward. The plan in action. Rosa. Rosa admits that she has been shy her whole life, but she feels passionate about becoming the confident version of herself that she pictures in the mirror. Rosa decided to set the goal of turning 3 strangers into friends by the end of 2 weeks of the Confidence Improvement Plan. After giving out numerous compliments to strangers over the past 2 weeks, she now feels more connected to others. She has also admitted that through her positivity, she feels that more positive energy has come back to her. Now, her previous shyness is diminishing and small talk seems to be becoming much easier than it ever used to. She feels as if a path to confidence is starting to clear in front of her. Rosa has now begun to focus on softening her body language. She is still a little nervous, but more excited than ever to keep going. Exercise 6. Helping Hand. Help others to help yourself. Helping others, even in the smallest of acts, is healing to your mental health. Studies show that by helping others, you'll carry on a less stressful life. Helping others will also generate both internal and external confidence for you. The positivity you experience through giving is described by psychologists as the helper's high. In 1991, psychologist Alan Lux surveyed thousands of volunteers across the United States about their emotional experience before and prior to volunteering. He found that those who volunteered their time reported that they felt happier and healthier. Approximately half of the volunteers felt a high from volunteering. Volunteers reported that this high made them feel more energetic and more confident. One fantastic way you can help others is by participating in volunteer work. Local volunteer work can be easily found with a quick Google search or visit to your local library or church. Volunteer work is almost always in a fun-loving and non-judgmental environment. These settings are a great place to help you build confidence with others, while also gaining an internal confidence and self-esteem due to your work. Volunteer for an amount of hours that is comfortable for your schedule and will not be a burden or further stress. Even helping out in a volunteer location for a few hours a week is of great use to the organization, and you will find it very rewarding to your confidence. Besides volunteering, there are many ways which you can help others. Simply doing kind and helpful deeds where you see fit is beneficial to your confidence. These small deeds could be offering a senior citizen your seat on the bus, or holding the door for someone, or helping someone who you see struggling over a task. Being helpful in small ways carries a lot of power on your confidence, so choose to help out when the opportunity presents itself. There is a fundamental human drive to helping others. We prosper under the positive emotions that come to light through the act of giving. Helping impacts our spiritual and physical well-being in beautiful ways. Opportunities to provide a helping hand will lead to conversations in a safe environment and a good chance to make supportive friends. Exercise 7. Treating social anxiety. In this exercise, we will be treating social anxiety using exposure therapy. Exposure therapy is a technique used by therapists to treat anxiety and phobias. In exposure therapy, a patient with a certain fear causing anxiety is very gradually exposed to that fear over time. In our case, we will be dealing with social anxiety, a common issue among those with low confidence. Social anxiety is anxiety caused by social situations, particularly where one could be judged by others. It is sometimes referred to as an illness of lost opportunities. We will be dealing with a mild case of social anxiety using an exposure therapy favored by many for its simplicity. All you must do is lay down on the sidewalk in a moderately busy area for 1 minute. Yes, it seems ridiculous, but it gently exposes you to the irrational fears of judgment. To participate in this exercise, you want to start by putting on some clothes that you don't mind getting a little dirty. Then, simply lay down on the sidewalk in a safe area for 30 seconds. Lay down on your back with your head up. Take deep breaths and try to relax. This will most likely bring on some social anxiety for you, which is the outcome we are hoping for. With time, this exposure therapy will help to dwindle the anxiety's grimness. After several days in a row of laying down in a moderately busy area, you are ready to gently increase the intensity and time of the exercise. Pick a busier sidewalk and lay down for 1 whole minute. Again, you'll be feeling some anxiety from this. Stick with the entire minute, face the fear and the anxiety head on, and you will soon acclimate. After several days in a moderately busy area, take the final step and choose a busy area to lay down for 1 minute. The anxiety may and will rise again, but that is only natural. Do this final step of exposure therapy for several days in a row, and you will feel your anxiety slowly diminishing. Exercise 8. Conversation with strangers. Conversation is a critical part to everyday life, but it isn't something we usually consider improving. Of course, there is ways which conversation can be improved. People who have better conversations are often looked at as more confident and fun to be around. These people are experts of networking and can make friends almost anywhere. I separated this exercise from exercise 3, improving small talk, because you will want to go deeper than mere small talk. Something to remember is that not everyone will be interested in conversation with you, and you may not be interested in conversation with them. They may have far different values and agendas than yourself. Be prepared to politely dismiss yourself from these situations and find the next friendly person to talk to. Don't become discouraged by a failed conversation. When starting a conversation with someone you know next to nothing about, you'll want to start with an icebreaker. There isn't one perfect icebreaking phrase for everyone. This may not have been the answer you were hoping for when it comes to icebreakers, but it is the honest answer. Good icebreakers are commonalities between you and the person you wish to talk to. This common ground will give you something to talk about for a few minutes or until another topic comes up. Try to take notice of some signs of similarities. It may be that you notice that they like a particular sports team or have a style that is unique to them. If you notice something worthy of commenting on, it could be a good icebreaker for conversation. If you can find something in common, it may be more practical to comment on an observation of something around you. This is another good option for an icebreaker. If you are downtown in this city, you could comment on how you find the architecture of a particular building interesting, or you may want to ask for their opinion on a certain aspect of the neighborhood, like a cafe to try out. Something along these lines can usually do as a quality icebreaker. The best way to improve conversation is to participate in one. So, for this exercise, start approaching people each day and attempting to have a conversation. Like all confidence improvement exercises, this will most likely be outside of your comfort zone. Again, resist the urge to give up. Be persistent. Use exercise 5, dealing with fear, in the internal exercises section to your advantage. Be prepared. Have a short countdown and make your approach. After several approaches, you'll notice a shift in your mood. It becomes fun instead of frightening. Exercise 9. Being the center of attention, Part 1. This is a huge step in the right direction if you've made it this far. Now is time to overcome the fear of judgment from a large yet indirect audience. The meaning of this exercise is to participate in an activity in public that is not completely within the social norms. You'll want to find something that will gain attention but isn't obnoxious. This exercise will vary depending on the person because of interests and talents. For some, the perfect exercise would be to show off their skill as a magician to strangers at the park. For others, it may be playing their guitar on a busy street. For someone else, it may be playing football with friends at a busy park. What is it that you enjoy to do, but would typically become very nervous to do in public? Whatever it may be, do that thing. You will adjust to the attention it will gain, and eventually you'll come to notice that most people don't judge what you are doing. Some will watch while they find it interesting, and then tend to move on. The purpose of this exercise is to deal with the fear of attention from a large audience. This fear of attention is very common. It is important to continue through with this exercise because it will assist you in later situations that test this particular confidence. These situations include starting a new job with many new people to meet, or being introduced to a friend's family at a get-together. All of these circumstances require you to have a certain type of confidence in being the center of attention. Exercise 10. Being the center of attention, Part 2. The final exercise is to make yourself the center of attention to a large and direct audience. It takes a lot of bravery in order to get in front of an audience and be the center of attention. In fact, many people dread the idea. This final exercise will most likely make you feel very nervous again, like you are starting over. Feeling this way is understandable. Even people who consider themselves confident struggle in these situations. For this exercise, the first thing you may want to try is karaoke. Even something as lighthearted as karaoke can be a good step towards building confidence as the center of attention. The environment is fun, and the people are encouraging. Karaoke will help you get over the stage fright and shyness you are affected by. It is one of the most playful ways to begin this exercise. Another way to be the center of attention in a safe environment is to model for a local photographer. You will be the center of attention for that photographer and their camera. I would suggest getting a photographer that you have never met before to make this a little more challenging. Have fun with it and adjust to the stage fright you may face. A third option is to get a role in a local theater. This puts you entirely in the spotlight. It is also a great opportunity to meet new people. Getting a role in a drama is shown to improve confidence, better one's communication skills, and give a greater understanding of people in general. These skills will carry with you for long after the drama has ended. The last two examples I will give are equally satisfying ways to gain confidence. Both are classes that encourage you to be the center of attention: improvisation courses and public speaking courses. Both will give you a platform to test your courage. Also, both of these courses are attended by peers aiming for the same goal as you. Again, both are fantastic environments to overcome stage fright. If you still don't feel courageous enough to do this exercise, go back and repeat some exercises. But keep in mind that you will never feel 100% prepared to exit your comfort zone. You have to give yourself the extra push into the unknown and frightening. To quote a nice nin, "The day came when the risk to remain tight in a bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom." Using your resources. Breaking out of your shell and gaining confidence is the reason for confidence coaching and the confidence improvement plan. Confident is a natural herbal supplement that produces the traits it takes to gain confidence. It reduces your nervousness, it wards off social anxiety, it gives you focus, and it provides a light to mild energy for you. These feelings produce a Zen-like confidence. Remain cool, calm, and collected. Following through with the confidence improvement plan is necessary to gaining confidence, and for that reason, I chose to provide it for free as an ebook and audiobook. The confidence improvement plan, while paired with Confident, will create desired confidence in anyone who completes each exercise thoroughly. Confidence coaching is for anyone who wishes greatly for a major change in their confidence. The workshop will go on for 2 hours each day for 10 days and will provide you with one-on-one training, guidance, and inspiration. The environment of the training is lighthearted and very positive. At no point will you have to feel bad about your level of confidence. I had very low confidence in the past, and I overcame. I'd like nothing more than to help you do the same. Conclusion. For myself, becoming confident took over a month. It was the month and a half that I drove from Philly to Los Angeles. Before this trip, I was quiet and shy around people that I didn't know. I only felt confident when I was with my closest friends. 5 days into my trip, and I was in Chicago. There, I was feeling lonely and knew no one in the city. I made a decision that day that over the course of the trip, I would improve my confidence. I forced myself to approach strangers along the Miracle Mile in Chicago. Of course, I had many awkward encounters that first day. I felt very nervous and I was stumbling over my words when I was trying to talk to people. I could barely even think of what to say. As my trip continued, I continued to push outside of my comfort zone. As a result of this, I developed my confidence to a point where I was making friends at many of my stops. Now, I no longer feel as nervous in situations that made me feel powerless before. My circle of friends has grown, and networking became much easier and more natural. It's truly been worth breaking out of that shell. It was after this life-changing experience that I became interested in helping others improve their confidence. Sadly, I found a lack of information on this subject, as it is almost taboo to speak on. Those who haven't dealt with low confidence lack an understanding, and those dealing with it would prefer not to speak about it. Using my personal experience, as well as extensive research on the subject, I created this plan. I hope that my story, my product, and services can help you. I know how it feels to be held back by a lack of confidence. If you use these resources, you are on the best track to reaching the level of confidence of your dreams. Stay focused, set goals, get motivated, stick to the plan, do it for yourself, have fun, and good luck. Thanks for listening if you made it to the end. If you really want to help improve your confidence, please go through with this book, go through with these exercises. If you want, feel free to email me, DM me. You can follow me at Confident, that's on YouTube, Instagram. You can email me at confident@gmail.com. That's confident with a Z instead of a D. You could text or call me, 610 607-3729. Whatever it is you need to do to improve your confidence, if you just need someone to talk to, help you get through it, feel free to contact me. Feel free to check out my website. It's confident.net. There's more resources going to be on there. I'm going to be putting out a lot of YouTube videos, other tools, whatever I find along the way. And if this works for you, please hit me up. I want to know. I want to hear your story. If it doesn't, hit me up so I can make it work. We'll work together. We'll make it happen for you. Don't go through your whole life without confidence. It fucking sucks. Holds you back from too many opportunities. Believe me, I've been there. I know how you're feeling. Thanks for listening.